Welcome to Franchise Empires. So, for folks trying to maybe break into a McDonald's, from what you guys have seen, I guess, how tough is it, would you say, from what you know, right? I got to imagine that a lot of these acquisition opportunities are shopped within the existing franchisee base before they'd consider an outsider. But I'd love to hear, any of your guys' kind of takes on that.
So in the McDonald's world, especially today, I do think there's a huge barrier to entry in terms of the initial buy-in. It certainly has benefited Nicholas and I being multi-gen, and we've got a lot of peers that are next gen. And McDonald's, I think, has done a really good job of helping perpetuate of multi-generational businesses. In that, we learned, it was said very early on, I think Nicholas said it, about work ethic. When you're a small business owner, you're the first phone call of the day and you're the last one, right? And so, whether it's McDonald's or any other brand, McDonald's being one, because of the capital expenditure and the initial cost, newer entrants are fewer. But it doesn't mean it's a longer or harder road to hoe necessarily, because McDonald's does a good job too, making sure that they learn. And we've had folks who come through as registered applicants that we've trained, and show them how to do this. And so, money being one of the largest qualifiers, once they learn this business, because it's got such a storied history and it's one of the system that's tried and true, McDonald's isn't experimenting on corners. There's a certain amount of reliability when we go in, knowing sales, cash flow, etc. And so if you can adopt the model and do well, versus a startup where I think there's a little bit more unknown, and so, to me, the idea of a newer brand is not something that I would ever shy away from. But there's something about being such a trusted brand like a McDonald's that it sort of gives us just a little bit more of running room, right? And that's probably why the barrier to entry is so great and the competitiveness is so high as well.
And that said, just to supplement that, McDonald's is working very deliberately to bring new blood into the system. They are that what they call the registered applicant program is very much alive. In fact, I would say it's accelerated, and I think that's really good. So, as to Michael's point on how people come in, learn the system, make a decision on whether they would like to do this as a career. And in the case of McDonald's, this isn't your second job, or this isn't just an investment. This is your primary job. This is a full-time, best effort type of environment, and very frankly, type of legal requirement that McDonald's expects from you. So there is both. The barrier, it's tough. They've got very high standards. Is it achievable for people interested? 100%.
Amazing. Yeah. I have heard of a few folks who have at least made it into the actual process and opted out for one reason or another, mainly due to just changes in kind of what they were looking for professionally. But so yeah, I agree. For folks listening, if you're really intent on big fast food, it is certainly possible. But you just kind of got to play the game the right way.